Good morning and welcome to the Daily News Show here on Claret and Booze. Is tiredness an excuse? David Moyes used it after the game, but is it a real excuse? Is it genuine? Many people think it is, some people think it isn't. So we're going to discuss that. Secondly, I think we're on the verge of possibly a major injury crisis ahead of one of the biggest games in West Ham's recent history anyway, on Thursday against Lyon. So we're going to discuss those items in this video. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification icon and give us a like. First of all, let's start from the beginning. I don't like losing. In fact, I hate losing. When West Ham lose, it ruins my day. It often ruins my weekend. I expect we're all the same. Most of us are anyway. But when we lose, last thing I want to do is go and start picking out scapegoats and having a go at them on Twitter. I mean, I said the performance was rubbish, which it was. But really, to my mind, there's not always a need to go and find a scapegoat. But across social media, you saw borderline character assassinations on some of our players. These players have put in an amazing season for us. I am a glass half full kind of person. I'm upbeat. I'm positive. I always like to pick out the positives in a performance. But when you look at what happened at Brentford, I couldn't really pick any out. So I think any West Ham fan who's been following the team this year knows what they saw on Sunday was a tired team. But is being tired a valid excuse? Well, usually I'd say no. But when you take into account the load that these players have been on recently, in terms of, but there have been two games. There have been two games where we've struggled, and that's two out of many, many European games. So we struggled against Spurs, and that was after playing 120 minutes against Seville in one of the toughest second legs you're ever going to see. So I wasn't surprised when we were a little bit tired against Spurs, a little bit fatigued after that. And the same goes for last Thursday as well. I mean, you've got to remember that 10 of our players played 53 minutes in the second half, full out, trying to stop the 11 men plus the dodgy referee from beating us. And they did an amazing job. So to try and put in another full-blooded performance 2.5 days later, I think is probably a little bit unlikely at best, if we're being totally honest. And also, you've got to look back at the beginning of the season when I was predicting how this season was going to go, and I'm sure a lot of you said the same. I was thinking, I had this thing in my mind of the Thursday-Sunday thing with the Europa League. I thought it would screw our Premier League season up completely. Fact is, it's only had an impact on a couple of games, but you've only got to look back at seasons gone past and the impact it had on the likes of Leicester, Tottenham, even the bigger clubs, even like Arsenal, Man United. Playing Thursday and Sunday is a real problem because it takes the best part of 3 days for muscles to recover properly on a young, fit person. As they get a little bit older, it takes a little bit longer. And we've really only had 2.5 days between playing that really tough second half and then turning up at Brentford. It doesn't help that it's an early kickoff against Brentford, right? I mean, the Premier League just give our clubs no advantage whatsoever. It's terrible. So, and you got to take a couple of other things into account as well. If I was to mark that team, it'd probably be, we do donkey heads on this channel. We don't want to give donkey heads because I think it's a little bit unfair, but there are a lot of players who struggled. Lanzini struggled big time. Hardly surprising. He was only in a major car accident 2 weeks ago. Jared Bowen, he took a knock to his ankle in the warm-up. I didn't even know this because I wasn't at the game. I was watching it on telly. Nobody mentioned it on telly. Early on in the game, Dawson got smashed in the face again. I mean, his poor nose. I mean, he took there was rumour that his nose was broken against Lyon. The referee, the dodgy referee, him. He was actually asking for us to make a substitution because Dawson was in such a mess on the floor. But he got up and he fought and he put in those amazing challenges at the end of the game. It's a different breed. But then he gets smashed in the face or he headbutts someone's face. Same nose again. Nose must be killing him. Must be absolutely killing him. Then we had the problem with Zuma, limping off. And it was a result of this tackle, right? This tackle, which you can see there, right? That was a booking. That was a booking all day long. You can see the trailing knee behind Zuma. He's taken Zuma out. That was when Zuma was going off on a surging run, which he doesn't do very often. Going off on a surging run, the Brentford player just took him out completely. Now, we'll talk about Zuma's injury a little bit more later. But we lost, bringing Diop in, a cold Diop, alongside Cresswell, had major ramifications for our defensive capabilities. I think we've got, when you've got Dawson and Zuma as a core, you've always got a chance. You take one of them out of the picture and then suddenly the confidence goes. There's no authority in the defence. Cresswell got caught ball watching for the first goal, which was basically a Sunday League standard goal. That was terrible, wasn't it? And the second goal wasn't much better, let's be honest. So, lots and lots of things went against us here. I think Souček was off the pace. Antonio looked like he was treading water. Fornals was off the pace as well. They had Eriksson, who was sublime in midfield for Brentford. You can't really, you can't say anything else other than he was sublime. The guy's a master. He may have a few heart problems. He may have died last summer, but he's back and he's good. And there was nothing we could do about it. Benrahma came on. He was quite effective, as you'd expect him to be. He usually is effective from the bench, just not that effective from the start. Vlasic put himself about a little bit without really having an impact. And what really worries me as we move forward into this cup game on Thursday, this critical cup game, I hope we don't have the same problem that we've had in the previous two cup games where we've actually exited the competitions. And the first one was Southampton. Southampton, we reverted to 5 at the back. It was not a great performance, as we all know. We played with Fornals against Southampton. We played Fornals as a left wing back. We played Johnson as a right wing back, and then we had Diop, Zuma, and Dawson in the middle. Didn't work out very well, did it? We lost 3-1. Then Spurs. In the quarterfinal of the League Cup, we played, wait for it, Masuaku at left wing back. That's a recipe to lose. Ashby, who I thought did well at right wing back, but then we had Diop, Johnson, and Zuma in the middle. I am worried that if we lose Zuma, we're going to struggle in the heart of defence. I mean, he is him and Dawson. I think we've always got a chance. There's also a chance that we could lose Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson was feeling his hamstring. He wasn't rested. He wasn't rested against Brentford. He was feeling his hamstring again. So that is potentially another bad result for us. So this is why I'm getting flashbacks to the Spurs and the Southampton game. Please don't let this one turn out like that. On to Lyon. On Thursday, I've been looking around. I've been Googling, I've been searching, I've searched the UEFA website. I've tried to find out whether this bloody referee, the bent one, the crooked one, Felix Zweier, the one who you can buy for €300, I'm assuming he's not going to be refereeing the return leg because up until now, I mean, in the knockout rounds anyway, Sevilla first leg and second leg, we had a French referee and a Swiss referee. So I'm assuming they do that in every leg. Please let them do that in every leg because we don't want to see that clown again. We'll be at a disadvantage before we start if we do. I've done him to death anyway. Right, so I think irrespective of who plays, our players will be so up for this game on Thursday. Please let us not go there with a back 5. Please let us not play Masuaku. That aside, I'm sure Moyes has all the pieces to put together a team who, let's be honest, even when they had 11 men against our 10, they threw the kitchen sink at us and they could only get a dodgy goal off of a lucky deflection from Ryan Fredericks, right? So we've got nothing to fear with this team. We've got nothing to fear. We are better than them, as we proved when we nearly went 2-0 up. It just mind boggles how we did that. But this is game on. Our players can look back upon this. They can make history. They could be West Ham legends in the space of one game. we haven't been to a semi-final of a European competition very often, right? And this would be our first one since 1976. So this is a chance for these players to write their names into our history books. And who knows, we could be off to Barcelona next round. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've got a big game against Lyon in front of us. The good news is their goalkeeper got injured. Lyon goalkeeper. Moussa Dembele, the winker. You'll remember him. Winker. He's got injured, and there are a couple of others that have got injured as well. So they're not having an easy ride either. And that's another reason why I feel confident ahead of this week. If there's any way, even if Zuma has he was having a scan on Monday. Haven't heard any news yet. We don't know how bad it is. But if there's a way to get Zuma on the pitch, even if it's strapping his ankle and giving him a few painkilling injections, we've got to get him on there. And hopefully Johnson will play at left back. And yeah, if we can do that, I think 4.5 days or 4 and a bit days rest is more than enough for our attacking players. We will all be in the mood. We'll have a lovely big crowd out there. We're going to invade France on Thursday, and we're going to go to the semi-final. Anyway, enough of this optimism. You like the way this video started out really miserable and ended up really optimistic? Yeah, that's me. Right, okay. So, thank you for watching. Please join Nick for the new show on Thursday. He'll be doing a full preview of the Lyon game second leg. Until then, thank you for watching. See you soon, and come on your irons.